14 News. This is breaking news.
We begin with breaking news this afternoon. A Dane County judge has restored collective bargaining powers to teachers and other public workers, throwing out a significant part of the law known as Act 10. This ends a near total ban on collective bargaining, which has been in place since 2011. Circuit Court Judge Jacob Frost ruled in favor of unions who filed a lawsuit a year ago. They argued the law's exemption for some workers, including police and firefighters, violated the state constitution's equal protection guarantee. The ruling restores bargaining power for public employees to what they had before Scott Walker was governor. And the former Governor Walker reacted to the news on X this afternoon, saying, quote, "Brazen political activism. This makes the April 2025 Wisconsin Supreme Court race that much more important," end quote. You can read the full decision on our website right now.